Welcome back to From the Shed End. Welcome back to the channel. 3 points secured. The weekend is sorted. We can relax and we can watch all the rest of the Premier League football. But I do want to say, before we get into today's video, please make sure you subscribe, you like the video, you leave your thoughts in the comments, and also hit that Linktree link. If you're into the audio version of the podcast, make sure you go over to Spotify and listen to the audio version. We will be having another episode coming out next week once Theo's back from his travels. But King Power Stadium, Enzo Maresca back at Stamford. Oh my days. Welcome back to From the Shed End. Welcome back to the channel. 3 points secured. The King Power Stadium did not hear a noise from Leicester fans today. But before we get into the video, please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you like this video. You leave your thoughts below and you hit that Linktree link that will take you to all the audio versions of the podcast and all our social accounts as well. So make sure you do all those things for me before you leave this video. But Leicester 1, Chelsea 2. It was almost a prediction, almost what I predicted yesterday. I think I said 3-1. I did say in yesterday's video that we were going to give away a sloppy goal, silly defensive mistake, or a penalty, which was going to be stupid. And lo and behold, that's what we did today. But I do want to talk about a couple of things. We try and dissect the game. Let's start with the lineup first of all, because the lineup was a bit mental. I mean, obviously, we found out later on that Malo Gusto was ill. Levi Colwill was actually ill, but still managed to see out the game. Pedro Neto was also another one that he took a knock, I think, during the international period. So he didn't want to risk making that injury any worse than it already was. But it is alarming. It goes back to my point yesterday. I'm gonna still talk about it. Still, we need to sign another right back. A quality right back that can I don't know, match Reece James, match Malo Gusto, give them a bit of competition in that position. Because at the moment, and credit to him today, because Wesley Fofana, who was at right back, we had Sanchez in goal, Wesley Fofana right back, we had Levi Colwill, and Benoit Badiashile as our centre backs, with Cucurella, who was outstanding at left back. We had Caicedo, Fernandez, which is the two that I picked in midfield. We then had João Felix, who started it's strange to see him start a game for Chelsea. He normally comes on as a sub or he's playing in the Conference League. But Cole Palmer, Noni Madueke and Nicholas Jackson made up the lineup for us today. But I want to talk about our defence, because I feel like it was always going to be makeshift with Wesley Fofana at right back, but I thought he played really well. You know, Leicester fans did try and make it a bit difficult for Fofana in the first 10-20 minutes of the game, making it a bit more hostile for him on his return back to the King Power. But I thought he was brilliant. He's getting into the challenges. To play right back is really difficult anyway, especially if you're naturally a centre back. You're automatically not used to going forward with the ball and advance with the ball as much as you do as a right back. But I thought he played really well. He kept the Leicester players at ease and away from our goal for most of the time to get the game, especially in the first half. And Cucurella, I feel like Cucurella has been our most consistent defender this season, alongside Levi Colwill, although he's made some mistakes. But I do feel like Marc Cucurella, since the Euros for Spain, I feel like he's just, and even before then, before the Euros, before then, end of last season under Pochettino, I feel like Cucurella has come on leaps and bounds. And I feel like he's a player that kind of goes unnoticed. We don't really give him the credit when he does something really well, but we are quick as Chelsea fans to spot out mistakes in our players. But we have to credit Cucurella today, and for Wesley Fofana stepping in very short notice. I would have assumed Malo Gusto would have been playing had he not picked up an illness in the last 24 hours. So let's credit them, because they've done really well. And yeah, we started the game really well. I was really impressed with the way that we started. I did say again yesterday that it was either going to go one or two ways with Leicester. They were either going to push up and try and attack us, or they were going to really drop back and defend. And even the commentators at one point said they were playing like they had 10 men and there was 10 minutes to go in the game, and that was 10 minutes into the game. Leicester did not make things easy for themselves at all. They were pegged back in their own half. We were having a lot of possession of the ball. It was too easy for us to pass the ball around. João Felix was finding space on the ball, time on the ball. Cole Palmer was picking out passes and pinging them left, right, centre. Nicholas Jackson, again, finding himself in acres of space and being able to turn and run with the ball. It was just too easy. Leicester defending too deep. just invited the pressure from us, and we made good use of that. You know, obviously, let's look at some of the highlights from the game. Because I thought we played amazing. I do think we played amazing. I'm gonna start with all the positives, and then we're gonna slowly go downhill throughout this video. But I thought we played really well. I mean, João Felix, I thought had some really good chances. I mean, we do have to talk about the fouls in a minute that Leicester somehow got away with today. But there was some. I mean, there was some. Yeah, that's the shot there. There's 2 shots that João Felix has in this game, and let's see if we can run a little bit of this. There's opportunities here for Felix to score the goals. He's got to do better. I think it's this one. He's got to do better there. João Felix, I mean, you expect him to at least get that on target. He has to at least get that on target and make the goal. I mean, I know it's a busy area in front of the goalkeeper, but he still has to do something with that ball. For me personally, I think he's got to do something there. Well off target there. But this goal, I just want to bring that back a little bit, because this goal from Nicholas Jackson, it almost reminded me. I mean, we dubbed him Didier Drogba when he moved to the club. That first touch to take it away from, I think it's a Collie. I think he takes it away from him slightly, and he just takes it away from him, but it also sets him up nicely for the goal. That little touch that he makes, the smallest touch, and it's not easy. That touch is not easy to do and perfect, because 9 times out of 10 you either overhit the ball or you don't put enough on it, and the goal and the defender can get to it. But he sets himself up nicely, and that is not an easy goal. I'm sorry, that is a goal. That is a striker's goal. And last season I criticised Nicholas Jackson so much. I criticised him week after week. You know, he was missing sitters after sitters, but he's slowly developing his game, and that is confidence. That is a goal. That is a goal of a striker that has got pure confidence oozing out of him, because that is not easy. That little touch and one touch finish like that to take it from the goalkeeper is sensational. It's sensational. He deserves that as well. He's leaps and bounds, and another assist for Enzo as well. Who, again, we got to talk about Enzo. He was brilliant in this game today. Deserved man of the match. You know, again, I've spoken about, I feel like when he plays against low block teams, it kind of works in his favour. It feels like he works better with low block teams. I think when there's teams that are coming out, like a Man City or an Arsenal, Liverpool, you know, they come out and they attack. I do feel like he goes missing a lot in those games. But when it's games like this where he's given time on the ball, you know, he's got time to turn and look for pick out passes and do things like this and set up Nicholas Jackson, I feel like these kind of games work for Enzo Fernandez. And that's not to say that he doesn't deserve the man of the match, because I think he was arguably the best player on the pitch alongside Cucurella today as well. But that is a finish. That is an absolute finish of a goal. Yeah, João Felix again, man. You've got those kind of things. I feel with João Felix, the confidence just isn't there for him. I feel like the confidence just isn't there for João Felix, and I think he needs a run of games. I said this yesterday. He needs a run of games to be in this team. The same with Christopher and Nkunku as well. They both need a run of games to be able to just see what they can do. And I don't think that they haven't got that. They haven't been getting that. So we need to give them that run of games. And yeah, I mean the fouls. We need to talk about the fouls from Leicester. I mean, that right there is the one that should have been a booking. There was one before, maybe one that's coming up in a minute with Ndidi. How the referee, how VAR looked at that foul from Ndidi right down the back of the Achilles. That's a red card all day on Cole Palmer. All day. If that was roles reversed and we're talking about Badia Shield, we're talking about Caicedo, that's a red card. It's a red card all day. There's no attempt to get the ball. It's literally just gone right through the back of the player. It's a red card. And Leicester got away with a lot of these. That's potentially, again, no attempt to play the ball. That's a booking. I'm just thinking who else. So your Samare and Didi and Faz, I mean, they all got books, but there could have been easily, you know, a lot more fouls in that game. I thought Oliver Skip got booked as well, but you know, Leicester was just at 6s and 7s. The one thing I will say, actually, Noni Madueke, I didn't have him in my predicted lineup yesterday, and there's a reason why I didn't, because I feel like he does too much on the ball. You know, as I said it yesterday, for me, he's still living off the hype of the Wolves hat trick, which is great, but he doesn't do enough. There's not enough from Madweki. When he's got that ball in the final third, he's becoming very predictable. It's almost, throw the ball a bit forward and chase onto it, run into that space, but defenders are onto him now. He needs to either switch and cut in sometimes and loft the ball in, or shoot from an acute angle, or use the players around you. Sometimes there's opportunity to use the players around you, and he still doesn't do it. And that's a frustrating thing to see from him. He's got to get that out of his game. I mean, that's the challenge right there. That's the challenge. That's the Ndidi challenge right there. How on earth did the referee and VAR, don't forget Paul Tini, how are you missing that? How are you missing that? How are you missing that? If that isn't a red card, I don't know what it is, because that is a clear red card. There's no attempt for the ball. That's a red card all day. All day, that is a red card. That is crazy. Absolute crazy. But yeah, Cucurella, lovely bit of play there. Caicedo would let you off. You've just had a baby, but you should be getting out on target as well. Again, another foul from Leicester. I love that as well from Jackson. Now you're seeing with Jackson, he's getting in. I remember last season saying that he doesn't get into the right spaces. Noni Madueke, he's shooting, but that Jackson's waiting for the rebound. He's waiting for the ball to come back out to him. He's doing all the right things as a striker now, and that's what we needed from him last season. But he's doing it now, just slightly offside there. But at least he's in the right spaces. He's making the right runs. He's doing everything he needs to do as a striker. Everything he needs to do. Another one, crazy foul. That was a perfectly timed ball through from Fernandez there as well. Cucurella, I love it. I love it. Getting stuck in. Another foul. I mean, Leicester were lucky today. Leicester should have at least had, I don't know, 9 players by the end of the game. Very, very dubious there, because I think when you look at that, I've always said this with these VAR and offsides, the angle makes him look offside. But I think if you looked at it from the other angle, he's probably actually onside there. So I do think the angles, the fact they don't draw the lines on anymore, I feel like it could have been a goal for that one there for Madueke. But yeah, they draw the lines on now, but I'm convinced that's a goal. I am. Lovely bit of play from Jackson. I mean, we battered them for the first half. The first half, we battered them, but they did grow into the game. Leicester did grow into the game. We have to give them their credit. I mean, Sanchez, what are you doing? Let's talk about Sanchez, because Sanchez, for me, cannot start Chelsea games anymore. We put out yesterday on our social accounts, should we get Petrovic back from Strasbourg? We've got to get him back. We've got to recall him back, because we can't cope with Robert Sanchez in goal. It's basic stuff. Basic stuff that he doesn't do in goal. It's mental. I mean, look at that again. Prime example. I spoke about this probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now you've got Badiashile to your left. You've got Cowell, I think, to your right. Neither of them. Now I think that's Caicedo. He's going to pass the ball to. That is not the option. That is not the option. That option isn't on. The option is not on. That option isn't on. That is not on. That ball should never be going to Caicedo. It should never go to him. You either got to hoof the ball, or you've got to use Badiashile. You have to use Badiashile, who would then use Cucurella. You have to use your common sense as a goalkeeper. You just put him under pressure. He just puts players under unnecessary pressure. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Let's move this on a little bit. Another foul there. On it all day. Leicester thought this was WWF. It was crazy. Leicester were growing into the game, but good chance there. Yeah. I mean, that was crazy from Noni as well, but you can't really help those. They're just there. But Leicester were growing in. But there you go, Wesley Fofana again getting stuck in as a right back. It was just everywhere. He was doing his job really well defensively. He didn't do much going forward, but we needed him to do it defensively today as a right back, and he done everything right. Apart from that, there was a wild one there. Got stuck in. I don't mind that. He got stuck in. He had to do that to kill the game. But we made hard work of this game, if we're being honest. In the second half, we made things really difficult when we didn't need to. We should easily have just been able to get the win easily. We did make hard work of it. I mean, that from Achilles poor. He should be following that up. Goalkeeper should be doing better. But really good goal from Enzo. He deserved that goal. Open header. He should be scoring that, because it's just an easy. It's more almost a tap-in. But no, I thought Enzo deserved that. He really deserved that, and I think that's his first goal since February. So you can see what it means to him. We need to see a bit more of that from Enzo if he's going to start growing back into the game. Obviously Lavia has taken the spot that he once had alongside Caicedo, but no, he deserved that goal. How on earth these lot ended up with only no sending off? Actually, they should have had a sending off. Unlucky there again from Medweki, and Nkunku came on. I felt that Nkunku sub should have come a bit earlier, because I feel like Leicester were growing into the game. At that point, we're 2-0 up. Let's bring him on. Let's see what he can do. Even when we were 1-0, I think we could have done with that change and just given Leicester something else to think about going forward. But this here, I'm glad we've just froze on this, because this is crazy. I said yesterday we're going to give away a penalty, and Colwell again playing everyone on side. Lavia panicked, I think, by the looks of it, wasn't sure what to do, wrong side of his attacker, and it is a penalty. It's clear as day. But Colwell, I mean, he's done this 2 or 3 times now this season, where he's just strayed away from the line of defense, and he plays everyone out on here. I think maybe that's why Lavia has to rush in at that point, just sheer panic. Wrong side, clips his legs. Sanchez, man, Sanchez. I'm done with even watching him. I don't want to see him anymore. But no, I think it was a good game, really good game from us. We done well. I just think those kind of games you have to see it out a bit more convincingly, because if we were playing against Brighton, we were playing against Fulham, who we've got coming up soon, even like Everton, I think they would have done a bit harder, worked a bit harder than Leicester, and it would have gave us a bit more of a game. And I think in those situations, you've got to do better. You've got to do better. Yes, we've won 2-1, we've got 3 points, but it was so easily, had that penalty come in the 80th minute, you would have sensed a bit of uncertainty amongst those Chelsea players and the fans as well that travel to the King Power. But overall, Maresca's got us playing some really good football. And whether we have to win rough and dirty and see out a 2-1, then let's do that. Games are going to go our way sometimes, where, we get the decisions go our way. But today we just didn't with the fouls. The fouls were just crazy. The fact that they got away with so many from a Leicester perspective. But we played really well. And the good thing is Nicholas Jackson's coming into some really good form now. I still think we need another striker. Just because he's scoring the goals, it doesn't mean we don't need the striker. It doesn't mean we don't need a right back. We do need to seriously consider bringing back Petrovic from Strasbourg, because we just can't rely on Sanchez in goal. We just can't. Plus is out of that though. We need to see more from Cucurella. Those performances, 10 out of 10s for me today, was a brilliant performance from Cucurella. Enzo in the midfield worked it really well. He was given lots of time on the ball, space on the ball to make things happen, and got a goal, got an assist as well. First time in his career to do that. And we just need to keep winning these games. I said yesterday, we've got enough opportunities to win all our Premier League games. We've got Heidenheim next week now coming up. Then we've got Shamrock Rovers in the Conference League as well. So they're winnable games. The one game that worries me is the Villa game coming up. But all the other games, we should be getting 3 points out of them. But let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what you think and thoughts of the game. Let me know what you think about our games coming up. Nicholas Jackson as well. Is this Enzo's redemption? Should he be back in the squad on a more consistent basis as well? Give me your thoughts on our right back situation as well. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all of that stuff as well. Until next time, we'll be back soon. Thank you very much for watching.